So we're going to begin our next section, continuing talking about sets, but looking at creating what's called a Venn diagram. So I'm going to begin with a definition. So a Venn diagram is a picture that shows the relationship that exists between sets and elements. Now, there are lots of different ways that a Venn diagram can look. I have copied two of the more common Venn diagrams on the screen. The one on the left is going to be an example of a Venn diagram where you have a set A and you have a set B, and those two sets have something in common. So the two circles will intersect. And then this Venn diagram on the right, you would also have a set A and a set B, but the sets would not have anything in common. So the circles will be completely separate. So we're going to look at several examples and talk about how we know what the Venn diagram is going to look like. So I'm going to begin with this one, where the universal set U consists of the multiples of 3, starting at 3 and ending at 30. And then we have set A, which consists of 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. So the first thing that I want to point out to you and be sure that you understand is that A is a subset of U. So I'm just going to write this down, and I'm going to use the right notation, but then I'm also going to write it in words so that we can see it. So A is a subset of the universal set. Now, how do I know that that's true? Remember that in order to be a subset, every element has to be contained in the other set. So if I look at the beginning of set A and it starts with a 6, 6 is also in U. And 12 is in U. And 18 is in U. 24 is in U. And 30. So every element in set A is also in U. So why is that important? That determines what our picture, what our Venn diagram is going to look like. If we know that A is a subset of U, then A should be inside set U. So set U is the green box, and the subset A is the circle, and the circle is completely inside the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my elements in. All right, so I know that set A contains the elements 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. Now I'm going to write the elements for set U. Now, keeping in mind that set U is the entire box. All right, so set U has 3. It also has 6, but I've already written 6. It's right here. It's still inside the box, so I don't need to duplicate that. All right, I have 9. Here's 12 right here. 15. Here's 18. 21. 24 is here. 27. And 30. And so notice that the elements that are inside of A are also inside of U, so we don't have to write them down twice. And so that is our Venn diagram for this particular example. All right, let's try another one. So set U is the letters in the word education. Set A has the letters A, C, E, D, I, T. And set B has the letters A, T, E. Okay, so what do we know about subsets? So if I look at set B, it has A, which is also in set A. It has T, which is also in set A, and it has E, which is also in set A. So I know that B is a subset of A. So what that means is that when I draw my Venn diagram, and you can see that in the picture, set B should be a circle inside of set A. It is a subset of set A. Okay, now furthermore, set A is also a subset of something. It's a subset of U. Here's A, and it's an element in U. C, E, D, I, T. So every element in A is also in U. So we can say that A is a subset of U. So that means that when I draw my Venn diagram, the circle for A should be completely inside the box, which is always the universal set. So once we've established that, we would have sketched out our picture. The picture is that one on the right. And now let's add our elements. So we start with the smallest one. So we're starting with B, and we're going to put the letter A, the letter T, and the letter E inside the B circle. Now we're going to move out to A, set A. So set A has the element A, but that's actually already here. It has the element C. It has the element E, which is already there. It has D, it has I, and it has T. And again, everything that's in B is contained in A, so we don't have to repeat ourselves. All right, and finally we move out to the box, and we need to be sure that we have all the letters represented inside the box. So I already have an E, I already have a D, I still need a U, I have the C, I have the A, I have the T, I have the I still need the O, and I still need the N. And it doesn't really matter where you put the elements as long as you have them in the right position on the picture. So as long as they're inside the box, but not inside the A or the B, the U, the N, and the O, it doesn't really matter where you put them. And so that's our Venn diagram for that example. All right, let's try this one. So when I look at this one, I notice that A and B share an element. A and B both have 30. So I know that when I set up my picture, I need to have an intersection between the A and the B circles. And in that intersection, I'm going to write that element that they have in common. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and fill in the other elements. So I know that somewhere in the A circle, I also need 5 and 15. And in the B circle, I need 10 and 20. Okay, so if you look at this, make sure you kind of see that how this is happening. So if I look at just circle A, all right, so I'm shading the entire circle A here. The shaded part of the circle, the whole circle, should have the elements 5, 15, and 30, which it does. Okay? And then if I look at circle B, so I'm going to shade all of circle B. Circle B should have the elements 10, 20, and 30, which it does. All right, now let's look at the universal set. So we know that the entire rectangle is going to be the universal set. and we need to make sure that all of our elements are inside the box. So I already have the 5, I already have the 10, I already have the 15, I already have 20. Okay, I don't have 25, so I'm going to put that down here. I do have a 30. I don't have a 35. I don't have 40. I don't have 45. And I don't have 50. And so we'll add in those elements for our Venn diagram. Okay, and then the final example, we have set U, which has the multiples of 5 from 5 to 50. We have a set A, 5, 10, and 15. And we have a set B, 20, 25, and 30. And note that A and B don't have anything in common. Therefore, the circles are completely separate. So for circle A, I'm going to go ahead and write the elements in, 5, 10, and 15. For circle B, 20, 25, and 30. And then I'm going to look at my universal set. Remembering your universal set is the entire box, making sure that all of the elements are somewhere inside the box. So I have 5, 10, and 15. I have 20, 25, and 30. I do not have 35, 40, 45, or 50. And so I'll add those elements in.